Today we talk about growth. Talking about growth today. Y'all gonna pop up in here. What's good with you? What's good with you? I like that. Thank everybody for tuning in. We talking about growth. I like to think that every one of you are growing. Every day you wake up, you think about something that'll help you progress in life. Why is it that we always get caught in the circle where we in a situation where we take two steps forward and then end up taking 4 steps backwards because we got a giving heart, a loving heart? You know, your growth is an important thing. It's something that you need and everybody else around you need. When you talk about growth, you talk about that still noise. You know that noise is still. But when you speak it truthfully out of your heart into society, all you hear is crickets. You hear the crickets, I hear them too. The best thing in life is to just ignore it. Ignore the crickets, ignore all the loud noises. Just tunnel in and you will see that everything will turn into this amazing adventure. And you will be able to take on the wilds of the world. Be a beacon of light to people that really can't see that they are the light. When you study, you show yourself approved. If you fall short of his glory, just know We gonna go in. We gonna go in. Just know we vibe on the level of seeking something. You want it, you will get it. You gonna get it. You want it because you desire that. And that energy, it flows through the universe and it knows like you want that. So yes, you will get it, but on what terms do you get it? Sometimes it could be bad. If you're struggling with depression and you're only 9, that means that you're not going outside, my guy. Stop being secluded with just yourself. Stop letting people tell you to be segregated. When you're segregated, it's easier for the tempter to attack you. The Lord made it so He wanted everybody to interact with everybody. If Why would you want to be by yourself and be depressed? You're struggling with depression because you don't want to hang with people. You don't want to talk to people. You want to be by yourself. Depression is caused that is one of the main things that causes depression. And you're only 9 years old, man. Listen, you can beat that easily. Just start hanging with more people. You gotta be susceptible to taking in other people's perspective, enjoying other people's company. You don't have to trust fully everybody that you come in contact with, but you should be a beacon for other people. Everybody can have depression. You're right. You're right. Everybody can have depression, but depression does not defeat you. If people don't like you, that's because you're doing something correctly. You're doing something that they didn't do. You're doing something that makes them look at their past insecurities and they get upset about that because they be like, man, I was about to do that. I was gonna get in there and do that. You, you could have definitely surpassed whatever they was trying to do, and that could have caused whatever issues it had may been with your family, because like your family be the first ones to be the ones that be like, you can't do this, you can't do that. I had family members that encouraged me, that still to this day they encourage me, but I also have family members that was like, nah, do that, this and that, this. And you know, those family members, I look at them as something that can help catapult me because they didn't believe that what I'm saying is the truth. People love when you're struggling. That's probably because they don't understand. They ain't seen that great part of you, that great side of you. They want to see that same person that they used to know They may have loved that person, but imagine them just loving this person that you've become. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they dealing with their own issues in life, doing whatever they doing in life, and it's making them into people that they shouldn't be. You know, like a lot of people that changed over the years, but it's not for the good. It's like uh on a hamster wheel with a hamster be running faster and faster, but he just making the wheel go around at the same speed. I mean, he's doing all this exhilaration on himself, but he shouldn't have to do that. And that's with people. You shouldn't have to do it. Like if other people are doing stuff that cause you to second guess what you think in your heart is the right thing, then maybe you should just fall back sometimes. Like me, I'm quickly to fall back. I don't want no drama, no BS going on. I just, hey, if you doing this, hey, I fall back. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna move around too much. I'm just gonna be like, hey, you got it. You got it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you could be to yourself. That's fine, but you don't want to be to yourself, cause God gave you a light to share with other people. So you should want to share it with other people. What good is a light if you put it under the bed? You know what I'm saying? You want to share that. You want to share it as much people as you can, and that's something it took me a long time to understand because I was so focused on not trying to share my light, I was hindering myself, and it could break you as a person. Sometimes you just want to just shake off on the nonsense and you learn. Well, that means that you are in the right position. If you're being attacked, that means that you're on the right path because it says that you will be persecuted for my name's sake. Whatever you do that's a good thing and other people acknowledge it and they know it's the right thing but they doing the wrong thing, they always gonna attack. That's suspected. You just need to focus on what you trying to do to further brighten that light up even more. Hey, they don't like that light, shine it even more on them. Make them feel it. Make them feel it. You know. But I ain't gonna get too long winded on that. On that, cause the thing is, today I was talking about growth, and your growth it's important to everybody. If you're feeling down and out, it hinders your growth. It shakes your foundation. It makes you a shell of a person. When I think about growth, I think about waking up in the morning, snap, get to whatever uh, job opportunity I have, snap, because I work for myself. I don't. work on no 9 to 5. I have a business to run. So I just work off of the growth of what I did yesterday. If I did 3 yards yesterday, I need to be doing 6 yards today. I need to be doing 9 yards the day after that. It's a growth period. And ultimately, it strengthens you, it elevates you, and it it keeps you in a position of centering yourself. Life is a whole balance. If you ain't balanced, you ain't gonna be like positive 100% of every day. It's a balance. Sometimes some negative stuff might come about, some positive stuff might come about, but it meets right there in the middle to make this center in your life. That's why it's called centering yourself, because you have a balance. It's a balance on both sides. If somebody telling you, hey, man, you need to just be more positive and all this stuff, they probably telling you out of a position of ignorance because they don't understand that life is a balance. You don't just have love, you have hate. You don't just have up, you have down. You don't just have left, you got right. Everything comes together as a whole, and it centers you and it makes you a better person. If you ain't trying to become a better person, then you probably stuck in a position to where you just gonna look and look and look, and then you're not gonna find what you're looking for. Now, Russ 504, I appreciate you for tuning in, but I need you to tune in again, because next time we're gonna talk about the depression and how you can get that monkey off your back, because I know a lot about that situation too. But you can definitely get that off your back, and people that don't want to follow the path that you're trying to take to get it off your back, that's up to them. But you stay following the truth. Yeah, it definitely can jump from person to person. It definitely can jump from person to person. And I just, that's why I have to stay centered in my spirit and in my faith, because uh those demons can only jump from person to person if that person that they jumping into is weak. You see, if your spirit full with the Holy Spirit, and you be right with God, then they can't jump on you. They won't even want to be around you. They can only be from a distance talking about you. Uh, all you have to do is just keep your spirit right within, and you don't have none of that to worry about, because when God got your back, they ain't never gonna take nothing from you. If they get angry at you and they don't know you, then you already know what that is. That's the devil right there. That is them demons trying to make a mockery to knock you off your pivot. But if you strong, eh, none of that will bother you at all. It just make you stronger. Well, you already defeating them if they can't stop you. They trying and they trying, but they can't do nothing about you. They sitting up there, they like, what should I do? What can I do? I could do this, I could do that. But none of that stuff is ever shaking the it's never shaking the mold in you. It's only making you stronger. Because you could already see it coming from a mile away. You looking at them like, what they doing over there? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. They can go on ahead and stop where they here because they ain't doing nothing over here. See, already got that mentality about yourself already. So I wouldn't doubt myself. I know you. Hey, you be rocking and rolling. You be getting, you be rocking and rolling when it comes to that. Yeah, you do your thing. You defeat them all. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I be like sitting back, like, cause I be cutting grass and stuff. So I be sitting back and I be like, man, this yard trying to kick my butt right now. The heat be hitting me on the back. The equipment ain't acting right. The trees be giving me a hard time because it's too thick. Trying to cut the brush down. But you know what? All of that is just a test to see how far you will go to get to that ultimate truth. You know, you never break down. You just keep motivating and motivating, and next thing you know, man, shoot, it just turned into a beautiful flower. Everything is just lovely, man. And all you can do is just make you a good gumbo about it. You know, I like me a good gumbo. I ain't gonna shoot. That gumbo be hidden. When I sit back and I look at it, I say, yeah, man, that gumbo be, whoo, that make it all worthwhile. Like, yeah, that's what I work for. That's what I work for right there. I like that. What shoot? That gumbo. As soon as you put them potatoes and that corn on that plate, and then that juice be running down. Whoo! You just be sitting there like, oh my goodness. Oh man, this is an unstoppable moment. You, you know, I just be sitting back, loving it. I say, man, look, after eating something like that, some gumbo like that, who gonna try to bring me down and depress me? Who gonna try to make me feel lesser than? Man, I just had some of the best gumbo of my life right now. Y'all can't stop the show. Like, yeah, you know. And today, I call this show Krickets because you know a lot of times they want to hear that all that noise, but I just bring them the noise. The noise is the crickets. When I be outside, that's what I hear. I hear crickets at night, and then in the morning time, I hear the birds chirping. Man, I thank God for you too, cause I appreciate your sub and you supporting the live. This just made me feel like I should just keep on pursuing to make content, but you know sometimes I don't know the direction the channel because I post content about cutting grass all the time. That's what I do. So I just be cutting grass and then I post about cutting grass. But as far as talking and stuff like that, I never thought about just getting on YouTube and saying the things that are meaningful, not just, some ear candy, something that can help somebody in their life because I've been through a whole lot of stuff, depression and all of that kind of stuff. I was on that level for a long time, and I learned how to beat it because I wasn't not gonna let myself be defeated. You know, we are not perfect beings. Everybody striving to be something like that, but as long as you trying to get to the next stage, it's just like when you're playing a video game. You trying to get to that next level. You beat that stage, then you got another stage you got to go on to beat that stage. But every level is different, and it get more and more difficult, and it has more and more obstacles, and you get to just sit back and analyze the whole scenery, and you will see, man, I had this all along. Yeah, just trust in God. You gotta trust in God. You gotta trust in God. Because God is He is the only way. He is the only way. And Jesus, He is the truth and the life. And no one can get to God except through Him. Everybody choosing all the ways to try to go through just to get to Him, but it's only one way. And I just sit back and I say, man, I don't judge you, man. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but I know what God just said. You know, it's only one way. Well, you should just take that time and put your creativity to work. Whatever you're good at drawing, you're good at poetry, you're good at physical education, you're good at science, you're good at chemistry, you're good at all these. If you're good at any of these good avenues, and you put in the isolation, you just take that time and work that craft you got until it becomes secondhand nature, and you ain't got nothing else to do but that, and you just become this ultimate master of that craft. And when you leave out of isolation, now all you got is this craft that's worth infinite amounts of funds, and everybody wants to see you make it because this craft is something that everybody will enjoy and love. You just have to play it like that. If you heard that, then why you ain't do that? Because if you got your youth, ain't no sense of wasting it. So if you heard it, the difference between you heard it and you know it is, somebody might have told you that, but they ain't care. I actually, I actually care what path you're trying to take. So if you heard it, at this point, you should know it. Knowing it, that means you're gonna implement it. Once you implement it, you're gonna see those results. And those results, they very powerful. You know, that they have a whole lot of noise coming behind it because people's like, how you do that? How you do that? And then you got the people like, can I borrow $100? Can I borrow $20? And then you got the people like, I knew he could do it. He was always just acting shy. And then you got the people like all these different people. All you have to do is just know all that. Cause half the time they don't want to see you make it. They just want to see you, crumble up into a fetus position and put a bottle in your mouth and call you a little baby. Cause they want to see you cry all the time. But listen, nah, you can't be susceptible to none of that because you stand tall. You strong. You motivated. You got a good mind. You understand right from wrong. You already know everything that you're supposed to know. It's just when it comes to that growth, when you do it, all you're gonna hear in the background is crickets. And that's what you should do all day, every day. And sometimes it's not even just like how you feel about it. Maybe it's your environment. Like, people don't understand when Jesus walked, he actually walked. He went from place to place. You know, Bethlehem, Nazareth, Jerusalem. Um, he went to Jericho. He went to India. He went to Egypt. He went to all these different places. And he was not just spreading the word, he was learning the word as well. You know, he was learning just like he was teaching. He was what you would call the perfect specimen when it comes to knowledge. Because in order to gain knowledge, you have to learn. You have to learn knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And when you pass it down to other people, you can actually give them the truth when you pass it down to them. Hey, that's a great start. That is a great start. That is a great start. But you know, when you read the New Testament through and through, right? You get a sense of what was they talking about in the past when they said this and that. So like with me, I started with the New Testament as well, but ultimately, before I got to the end of the New Testament, I started over and read from Genesis up again. Just like I was like, okay, I want to know what that was about. That was about, and a lot of things people throw out there to say that this is how the Bible is, but a lot of times it's not. It's not even close to what they saying it is. You know, I read that New Testament. It is giving a further testimony to what is true about the Old Testament. They don't change nothing up. They all they do is give you examples to what could happen if you don't listen to this and that. You know, it's not like, okay, if you don't do this, this was gonna happen or whatever like that. That could happen, but it's not giving you what's gonna happen. It's actually giving you scenarios of what could happen. People don't people don't read to understand. They read. I mean, they don't read to comprehend. They read for their own understanding. And sometimes our understanding is kind of flawed. And I get it, because sometimes I'm like that too. So I don't. Yo, hey, I can say the same thing. I can say the same thing. I can say the same thing. It because it is true for the spirit. Like a demon can see who is who, just like an angel could see who is who. The demons in this world, they run most of the financial things of this world. So, of course, when you're gonna be persecuted every day, they're gonna be like, "Hey man, you ain't buy that soda out the store when they just seen you bought it out the store." That is a major blessing. Actually, that's one of the greatest blessings. Cause look what you can do out of your apartment. You can create content out your apartment. You can start a business making shirts or whatever thing you want to like to do out of your own apartment. You ain't lost. You already won. You won already. Just tell them they better move out the way because I'm coming through. I'm telling you, you already won. Me, I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of ways to win. We don't have to choose just one or two. It's many ways. Whatever way in your heart you feel like, say as a kid you like to play with marbles or something like that. You like to shoot marbles, right? Pow pow. Got the big marble in the middle, you trying to knock it out the circle and stuff. Bam! Don't you know in today's day that is a sport and it's worth money. So it's a lot of things that you can do that can catapult you into the trajectory you trying to get to, because we don't have to sit here and just be stuck in a lane. Like, we ain't stuck in one lane. I'm gonna be a trapper, I'm gonna be a rapper, I'm gonna be a movie star. No, man, there's many things you can do. I know a lot of my homies, they know how to swim real good. They gonna get them aquatic job. They can work on the boat some, throwing out the chunk to the sharks so they can tag the sharks and stuff, and they make a lot of money. It's a lot of things out here that we can do to make us better. You know, I ain't trying to come on here and say I'm the most perfect individual or whatever like that, but listen, I found a niche I like to do. I love cutting grass. Ever since I was a little kid, I had to cut grass. If I wanted some shoes, I had to go cut some grass just to get some shoes. If you wanted to be, say you want to go out there and you want to design trucks and stuff, but you wanted to do it for the post office, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that not everybody's doing. It's your own niche. You can just go and design trucks for the post office. It's many things you can do. You could design paint rollers for painters. I mean, it's an infinite amount of things that you can do as a creative person to sustain a lifestyle that'll be profitable for you and your family and the people that surround you. Um, but sometimes when you share these things, all you hear is crickets. With that being said, um, I'm gonna get up on out of here. Um, you share, you like, uh, and I appreciate Rush for coming on through. I appreciate anybody that interacted with the channel. See you on the next live video. Until then, peace.